So that's how we're here. And at the crux of it, what are we building? Are we building a nation? Or are we building a state? The book title kind of tells you, but it's important as we start this conversation and just giving it in bits. What I've been able to do is to isolate the simplest parts of this, not making it hyper complicated, not speaking in a language that you don't understand. This has to be an inclusionary process. So the building blocks, all someone watching this, I know the difference between a nation and a state, but many people don't. Especially people living in the diaspora. The people living in the diaspora, we get crazy definitions and we just accept them. So what is the difference between a nation and a state? A nation is language, right? A nation could be music. What kind of music does that nation listen to? What, right? A nation could be a people, genetics, who you are, right? A nation is culture. Nations that cannot protect themselves cannot protect any of these things. None of this, not this, not this, not this, none of this can exist through time without what is in a state. A state is currency. It's an economic agreement amongst the people on how they want to live. A state is laws. A state is treaties. Whether between the companies, the member nations themselves, or not. The treaties can only be held by a state, right? A state is borders and military that protect those borders. A state is a country, right? A state is a country. And so therein, a Pan-African product is a state. But who is our customer? Who does this product serve? The Pan-African product serves 54 55 member nations. Right? In order for this to remain, in order for all of this to remain, this has to be strong. I'm a pragmatist. I deal in data so often that sometimes my ideas could be cold. But the reason why I'm good at my job is because I have empathy. Right now, none of the member nations can defend themselves from even a small country like Israel. Israel poses a threat to the entire South Africa. Very recently, they just unleashed a trove of Jeffrey Epstein documentation where him and Ehud Barak sold Cote d'Ivoire, or the Ivory Coast, sold them a spying system and made them take out loans to pay for it. And the insidious nature of what these other countries will do to an African state, no matter how rich they are. They don't want to buy it. They want to steal it. This is why you need a powerful state to protect your currency, to protect your laws. Other governments come, bomb your country, and tell you what your laws will be, what your morality will be. They'll put you on a sanctions list. And because you don't control your currency, they'll find ways to crush the spirit of what you're trying to build economically with sanctions. If we ever was to wise up and want a Pan-African state, want to be a powerful country, the smartest people on the continent know that this is the only way. How do you thwart the Arab nations that are attacking from the west of us? I mean, the east of us, excuse me. How do we fight with groups that are more powerful than us unless we become a state? We can't become a nation. Fanon said that. It'd be crazy to try to get people to forget who they are, where they come from, and that's not the idea here. I wouldn't be good at my job if I made that suggestion. But what we are building is kind of like the EU with more of a twist. The EU doesn't go far enough because why? They don't really attack each other anymore. The Pan-African state has to go a step further. It has to become a country because it needs a military to protect the wealth. In order for Africa to be truly for Africans, we need to protect what comes out of our ground. We need to live kind of like how China lives right now. U.S. wants to bomb them and destroy them and cast them in the ocean. But they can't. They're too large. 1.4 billion people. All of that landmass. And guess what? They, as much as the Americans want to tell you, they're capitalists, they invest in their people. The idea that medicine can bankrupt you in America, these things don't exist in socialist countries. They are still the Chinese Communist Party, but when they have to deal with capitalist nations, they speak the language of capitalist nations. They could play that game too internationally, but within their borders, they serve their people. China is made up of 52 ethnicities, 52 nations that became one to be powerful. Now, they did it a very long time ago and had to kill and had to do a lot. But haven't we suffered enough? Haven't we gone through enough that we don't want our own state? A place that we can go and be safe. We deserve it. We should have it. And it should be the beginning of what is the building of a powerful country. Now, in my next episode, I'm going to lay out the Pan-African state based off of what I learned in writing the book. And we could talk more about this, but it was important to understand that we are creating a state that serves, right? The Pan-African state. The PAS, I like to call it, because it is what will bring us peace. It is what would save our nation. So I'm going to launch a lot of these, but I wanted to make this bite-sized. I wanted to first level set and get us on the same footing. We're not building a nation. It's not possible. Nations, it takes thousands of years to become a nation. We're building a state. We're building a state that serves the 55 nations of Africa. My name is Yves, and this has been the Pan-African Product.